this.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? So, let's continue the conversation which I've already started with me becoming competitive in this game. Let's do it like an insight to other players who might want to become competitive, or who are just coming into the game and they want to become competitive right off the bat, or, I don't know, just to make a video. So I guess you could call this a series, since it's my road on the journey. My road to going competitive in this game, and that's why this video today is how to become competitive in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now you might be thinking this is a very simplistic topic, and that, well, you should just go buy a meta deck and go play the meta and go into tournaments and do this and that and I'm gonna win. It's not how it works. There's actually a lot to learn in the game besides all the basics that you already know. So, how to be competitive right off the bat, and this will change actually as new decks come along, but one of the major things is not necessarily always knowing your deck, is knowing your opponents. And yes, you can't know every single card that's in your opponent's deck, because one, you'd have to look through his deck to see that, but what I mean by that is just knowing his archetype, or whatever he is playing, build, or whatever, pretty well. You have to know what cards are playing so you can guess what things are about to happen, what things are about to come. That's actually probably a better advantage in playing this game in a whole, competitive or not, than playing a competitive deck. If you know the meta decks, or all decks anyways, like the back of your hand, it's better to counteract your opponent rather than play and be like, man, I don't know what the fuck he's about to do. And if you see a lot of my duel videos, there's a lot of that, so it's something I've been brushing up on. So yeah, you gotta understand your opponent's decks to really get a basis of how to play. And that is a very major factor of becoming a competitive. That is one of the utmost important things, is just reading, playing, watching videos, and just understanding what cards they do and when they do it. The only way to really do this is watching videos and playing the game a lot to get an understanding of decks, and try out different decks, most likely online, considering you can't go out and buy every single deck. And like I already said about making videos, now there's something that is also great, is to just watch people who are good play. Now that sounds kind of boring, but I've actually enjoyed watching duel videos sometimes, and I'm not saying online, like actually in real life videos of people dueling from tournaments. They can be very helpful and can really show you how to play the game in a more competitive aspect, and I would also say in a more, I don't want to say professional because I'm calling Yu-Gi-Oh! Players professional, but in a more professional manner. If you see professional or higher tier players playing against just people that are not, or just watching people who are not as refreshed in the game, there's an obvious difference of just persona. Now, you don't have to have this to become pro. God damn it, I caught myself saying it. Not pro, to consider yourself a competitive player, but having a better persona and maturity about the game can also help, just as your overarching thing. So instead of watching duel videos, watch how, get a basis of other opponents' cards. But what else? What else, David, are you doing to become competitive in this game? Oh, what's up, cat? Well, this is probably self-explanatory, but the most best thing that I'm doing to become competitive is playing a specific competitive deck that I picked online, of course, because I'm not going to go out and buy it right away before I know exactly what I want. But pick this deck, and I've been playing the shit out of it. I mean, regardless. And no, I have actually not really decided on a deck yet, so I've only been playing a few. So you have to pick the deck you want, and I've been test playing to see which one I really would like to play as of in this format. Though, like I already stated in my last video, I don't know if I'm going to play this format, but anyways. And then I play the shit out of it. I mean, you do everything. Duels against duels against duels. Whether it's mirror match, whatever, you gotta make sure you know what to do when this happens and when this happens and everything. Because you want to make sure that you're playing things at the right time, at the right moment, that your deck build is perfect. Even if you net deck a deck, still sometimes you might feel things are better or worse for yourself. So make sure the deck is tight and make sure everything works together correctly. Just make the deck tight. Now, this might sound all like self-explanatory things, but I feel like it's something to relay on something that is helping me. Just a refresh. Watching videos. That is one thing that is really helping. That's why YouTubing is around. There's some other YouTubers that do competitive. Watching videos and watching deck profiles gets you an idea of what the competitive players are doing and why certain cards work with what. And you'll see not every single competitive player plays the same cards and the same decks, and that's why it's good to watch videos because you can get your own thought of how this card is, and you can test them and see what works best for you and what you prefer. Playing the game obviously helps you the most, but I feel like the most important one, like I already said in the beginning of the video, is playing the game outmost and understanding all decks. Just understanding decks. I feel like that helps more than most things in this game is deck understanding. And I know that's, once again, that sounds very like, David, that's not like a lot of news or anything. It's just something I thought I would relay because there's still people, including myself, that play a deck and you might not know what this certain thing does or what they're doing when they're making a play, and that definitely hinders your performance against your opponent. So, comment down below if you have any tips for me and other players of what you do to practice becoming competitive or practice being competitive. Something to, if you're already a competitive player, something you do to keep your game up, to keep you on top of it all, and make sure you're still opponent. So, yeah, let me know down below what your tips and tricks are, and I will see you later.
Damn. Yeah.